Okay. It says we're streaming. I'm not sure that we are though. It says
I should go click on it. Like I always
I'm
do.
in it, but I gotta find it to share the link. You know. That link thing. Yeah, we're live already. Oopsies. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Nobody's even in here. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Oh, I can hear it. Hold on. Oh, that's on you.
I think that's me being me.
Well, I can just pull up our YouTube. Hold on. Dogs, leave Ronan alone. Stop it. This is gonna be fun. Dog's really trying to steal Ronan. Bella! Get Paxton.
Okay.
He's at your ankles. Just get up and run.
Are you yelling at the dog or are you yelling at the kid?
Ronan, because they're trying to get his pizza, and I yelled at Bella, and then he wanted me to yell at Paxton, but I was like, dude, he's at your ankles. Like, just get up and go. He's not gonna get you. Okay, don't tease them though.
Eric Lee wants to say hi to everybody.
Oh, please. Oh, Bella, come here. You want to say hi? She's like, no, I'm gonna look for crumbs. Whoa. Okay, Google finally decided to pop up so I can go to the YouTube link so I can see the chat. Awesome.
Mama. Yeah.
Bella.
He had a hard weekend.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
away.
there it is. 3 watching. There's people watching already.
Yeah, there's been people watching
Including
this.
you.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, John.
I have to mute it.
I think I'm muted.
Hold on. I gotta
Oh.
wait for it to start. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm muted.
Okay, there is that, and it is muted. We are good to go. All right. Okay,
You good?
come on.
I'm good.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. Just fair warning, my husband is out helping his friend do some flooring for some little old lady. So there might be chaos. My kids might be coming screaming and asking for something. My dogs might bark. I might have to get up to take one of either dogs out to pee. So apologies in advance. Just throwing it out there. Anyway.
Hi, Eric. I'm saying hi to people in chat.
Hi. Yay. All right. Hope everyone had a good weekend. What do you guys think about Atlanta? Let's start off kind of checking in. It was an interesting race. I know Deb didn't watch because she was driving home from her awesome weekend in Bristol. But she was
home with like 50 to go, I think. And I thought, like, if I wouldn't have turned it on, I would have thought, oh, Larson won that. That's nothing, you know. Like, Larson won another one. But I was very surprised.
Yeah. Good for Blaney, though. That's exciting. Yeah, it was a good finish for sure.
And he warmed all of my slightly cynical black heart when he gave that checkered flag to that little boy.
I know. You know what I said? Ronan was watching and I said, hey, Ronan, remember when that happened to you? But you didn't take the flag? He literally looked at me and was like, thanks, Mom.
He could have the flag. Yeah, Michael, Atlanta was too long. I drove from about Hickory, North Carolina and got home with 50 to go. But I don't know. The end was exciting. I don't know what happened. Like, you know, like listening on the radio, we were listening to XM, and listening on the radio is a little bit of a different, like,
experience
than watching it on TV.
Yeah.
So I missed a good bit of it, but the ending was good. Blaney's pretty popular win.
A lot of people were complaining that it was too long. A lot of people were like, oh, this race has gone long enough. So I think you're in the majority there, Michael. I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting. I wish they would have showed more of the action in the back because apparently there was a few battles going on that we never even saw, which is hard to capture all that because there's, you know, they want to get all the excitement up front going on. But I think
interesting
in chat that this weekend is definitely going to be exciting.
We got to get to this weekend because there's a whole lot to unpack from
yes
Saturday night.
Why don't you tell us about it?
Okay, so If you don't know, I went to Hickory, North Carolina this weekend to visit some of my friends that I met at the track who have became like family. And we decided we were going to go to the Dirt Nationals. So we got up at like 7 a.m. and drove to Tennessee to the Dirt Nationals. And I think that I fell in love with dirt racing all over again. Because like, we have a dirt track in our hometown, and NASCAR almost actually used it at one point, but said that we're too rural, which makes a whole lot of sense because where I'm from, there's not a whole lot. So they didn't. But anyway, so I love going there, but I haven't been able to because of my work schedule. Like I worked Saturdays until like 7, and the races started at like 6:30. So it was like, you know, I'd go once in a while, but I wouldn't go all the time. So get to Bristol. It was different. I've never been to a not NASCAR sanctioned event at Bristol. And it was totally different. Like where the Midway is in Bristol, normally, like right in front of it's Bristol baby sign, and then there's the Midway, was not there. Where they had the souvenirs were up on this hill. If you've ever been to Bristol, it was by where that gift shop is on the hill, that big building, which was pretty cool. They had a lot of dirt stuff. The Bristol trailer itself was like running out of everything. They were like, we don't have shirts anymore. We don't have this anymore. It must have been more than they anticipated as far as like people. Ran into Kyle Larson there coming out of John Davenport. I think I'm butchering that. But Davenport's souvenir hauler. And got to say hi to him. My friend Kim got a picture with him. It was really cool. Owen was with him. It was really cool to see him outside of a NASCAR event. Yeah. So that was cool. As far as the racing, it was awesome.
I got these texts, so I know.
It was awesome. It seemed like it took a long time in between the heat races to like fix the track. So I don't know if that's going to be an issue this weekend, if we're going to have cautions to fix the track, if we're going to have red flags to fix the track. Not sure. However, cars were flipping. People were fighting.
Yeah. She texted me. I was like, there's a fight. And I was like, oh, tell me about it. And then like, I had to text her later, even though she saw it. And I was like, they're fighting because there was 2 fights that day.
Yeah. So there was a fight at the Dirt Nationals and apparently a fight in the Xfinity race that I missed because I was at Bristol, and service sucked. Don't know if that's because it wasn't a NASCAR event and NASCAR maybe brings in cell towers. I don't know, but service sucked. Don't think you're going to be Snapchatting the whole race.
Sucks at Daytona too. I'm just saying, I have the worst service. Even when I sign into their DIS updates app or their Daytona app or whatever and try to do the Wi-Fi, it always sucks. So I think it's just the amount of people that are trying to all use the same Wi-Fi maybe, because I don't know.
I don't know. There wasn't Wi-Fi, but usually like last September when I went to Bristol, I had a little bit better service than I had this time at Bristol. Yeah. Not sure what that was about. Hi, Sarah. Sarah Handy's on. She's saying hi. 2 of my faves. Love you.
Love you. Beautiful lady.
Whit says, I hope you were rooting for Rowdy. So actually, I kind of was. So seeing the NASCAR guys on dirt gave me a whole newfound respect for these guys. Like, I could not believe Kyle Larson on dirt. Like, I'd never seen it before in person. Like, you see video, but like in person, it's insane. Corey LaJoie. So I didn't know Corey was going to be there. So when they announced Corey over the speakers, I was like, oh my God, Corey! Like, I was so excited. And then he won his heat race, and that was really cool. But then Kyle was in a last chance qualifier because since he won the truck race, he was supposed to be in another heat race to get into the main. And he missed it because he won the truck race and didn't get back to Bristol in time for that. So yeah, I know. Like, dang, it must suck to win a race and have to be late to another one.
Right?
Puppy. Yes, Michael, the puppies are here.
He was crying at my feet.
Oh.
He like that's what he does. He talks to me, and he was like basically like, "Pick me up, mom." So this is Paxton. He's my love.
Oakley was on my lap earlier, but now he's in his chair asleep. So anyway, back to Kyle. So Kyle gets in this last chance qualifier, and he's starting towards the back. And in typical KFB fashion, ended up almost winning. Like, it was really close coming to the line. Like, we were like, is he going to win this? Because he started like pretty much in the back.
Mhm.
And just seeing them on dirt was unbelievable. Like, we all know that they're talented or they wouldn't be
Right.
in Cup. But to
Right.
see them in a whole different car, a whole different track type. I mean, yeah, it's Bristol, but it's dirt. So it's different. It was awesome. 10
I
out
hear
of 10.
it's going to that it was and has been over the past several events and stuff insane, and a lot of people are now getting I don't want to say nervous. There's a certain group of people that are probably getting nervous. There's people getting excited, anxious for Cup because the speeds are going to be greater. The cars are completely different. So what I feel like there's someone might flip. I don't want to see it, but I feel like someone's going to flip.
Somebody flipped once and then flipped back over, but then they had to get another car barrel rolled down the backstretch and landed on their top. They had to get 2 tow trucks, one at the front of the car and one at the back of the car, and hook them together to move the car. He's fine, so I can talk about it. He's totally fine. He got out of the car, was grinning. I can't even imagine what was going through his head because he literally just
Adrenaline.
went rolling. Yeah, and he had on a Napa Racing fire suit. I am guessing he bought it from like a crew member or something. And I was like, that's interesting. But he was psyched. Such that his
like,
car
"Whatever,
was, yeah, like, it happens.
That's awesome.
Everybody was really, because it was a while. Like it felt like, I don't know, like 15 minutes before they got him out of the car. I'm sure it wasn't that long, but like,
it always feels longer.
his flip, don't know, because like they didn't have scanners. So I was just sitting there. So I didn't know,
Michael does have a good point, by the way. He just said, I really feel like the Cup race, I mean, you guys can read it. It's not going to be, I think it could go either way. They might be, I don't know.
The big blocks raced a little bit differently than the late models that were rolling.
Yeah. And they don't face every turn like they do, where like you drift through the turns in those events on dirt typically. So it's going to be a different style of racing.
I think for the Cup guys who race late models or race on dirt are going to have an issue with that because they're going to want it to treat it like a late model car, and it's not going to run like a late model car does. Like, I think that's where maybe you see Kyle Larson or Kyle Busch or Christopher Bell even like struggle a little bit because they have so much experience in those other cars on dirt that they're going to get in this car and be like, what is this?
Right.
Why? Like, why?
I honestly think we'll see someone like Austin Dillon do well. He won his heat and he's been kind of steadily getting better. He's improved the past couple seasons. Yeah. He's been making, he's the playoffs the past couple years in a row, and I'm here for it. I'm happy for it. It seems to me like, once his life started coming together, he got better and better. Like, he got married and then they had the baby, and now he's just like continually improving. And it's part of that, your family and your life kind of inspires you to do better. You're not so much thinking about yourself anymore. And it looks like he's got a fire under him the past couple of years. And hey, I'm happy for it. I love it. All the love for Austin Dillon.
So Sarah asked if we had any pie lately. Sarah, no, I had a pizza pie from a place called Tony's in North Carolina. I'm not sure if she picked it up in Hickory or not. Those pieces of pizza, delicious pizza, by the way. So if you're in that area and you find Tony's Pizza, go eat some. It's delicious.
So put it on our list for Charlotte.
Yeah, the pieces were like huge. They were like as big as my head. I'm like, how do you, like, it was like 3 normal slices of pizza in one huge pizza slice. It was ginormous. And their jalapeno poppers.
Like a pizza place down here called Bizarro's. It's like the most genuine New York pizza place, and I'm good friends with the like original owner's son. We went to school together. They're from New York. They're from like the heart of Brooklyn and Long Island. Shout out to Angelo. Love him, one of my best friends. But that is the best pizza I have outside of New York. Being from New York, it's hard to find that pizza. It's the same thing. It's huge. It takes up like one of those little paper plates, the entire plate, and it hangs over. It's amazing. So when you come down here,
I think that I'll have to tell Kim one night we want Tony's because you're gonna love it.
Yes.
Michael says the lack of practice is the issue. Plus, don't expect the iRacing equivalent to be a revealing thing. The Bristol Dirt Race is too long. Yes, the Bristol Dirt Race is too long. It's
going to be a long one, very long.
Because the A main for the 50K was 40 laps. And that went really fast. Like, I'm not saying Cup needs to be 40 laps because no.
No, that's too short.
The longer, and to the people going this weekend, if you are going, wear lots of warm clothes because we froze even in warm clothes, and wear something that you don't want to get it that you're cool with getting totally filthy.
Yes, because, and also like goggles. I know it sounds silly. You don't have to get the scientist goggles. They have even those little like a sunglass shaped or type. You know, they're like like you can get them at Walmart. They have them. They're just plastic. It fits over your eyes, and then you put them on like regular glasses because. Like I'm sure Deb will tell you, and from all the dirt racing we go to at Volusia, it rains dirt.
Yeah. Even if you have like those glasses you would use for like the shooting range.
Yes, those too.
Those are perfect.
Yes. Any protective eye gear.
Yeah, because it'll get in your eyes. Because like the heat races, we were fine because they were like 10 laps.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of, and where we were sitting, we were kind of in between turns 1 and 2, and we were up 60 rows. But you could see they had blocked off some of the seats, and you could see dirt piling up on them like the beach after a hurricane when the sand is like all over the boardwalk.
Put it up somewhere.
That's what it reminded me of. Like the dirt was up in the stands.
Yeah. The best is like when you get tire chunks and dirt raining down on you, and then like I was telling Deb, you blow your nose the next day and you get black like soot. It's like a little, it's everywhere. And
it was totally fun until that A main with Larson and Kyle Busch in it, and the dirt went straight up
everywhere,
and then the dirt went straight down on top of you. So, and you can see, like, I've posted pictures, I think, of the stands. You can see the dirt, like, underneath the stands.
Mm-hmm.
And NASCAR hasn't lied. That was not Old Bay, I can assure you.
I forgot about that. That's why I was confused. I texted you. I was like, what was that about? I forgot the whole
so NASCAR
Old Bay thing.
Posted that picture and was like, people going to be really excited when they find out this is Old Bay or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, Old Bay, you say? I'm going to take a bucket and take it home with me, joking. So then, jokingly, I picked up some of said dirt and was like, this is not Old Bay.
Yeah, definitely not. Looks like it, though, but is not. So, that's exciting for your weekend. Yeah. So
It was exciting. I think that it's not going to be what people expect.
People are expecting carnage.
The nationals weren't quite what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, one, if you if you've not been to a dirt track and you go and wear your cute new white t-shirt into the stands.
Or white shoes. Do not wear white shoes.
No, wear old stuff. Don't make it a fashion show.
Mm-mm.
I'm glad that I had a
hat, boots.
And I'm glad that I braided my hair back. Because I could have then, once that was over, shook my hair and probably dirt would have went everywhere.
Yeah. It's wonderful. It's exciting.
And
conditioner.
Yeah. I don't know if the Cup cars will sling it like the late models did. But I'd be prepared for it.
For sure.
What?
Wish I could be there for that. Maybe next time if they do it again. Do you guys think they'll do it again next year? Or do you think it depends on how it turns out? Because I see NASCAR trying to change things up. They're really, really trying to entertain fans. And I love that. So this is really wild and off the wall for them. And I love that they're trying something new. So do you think it's something that they would continue to do? Or, if it sucks this year and it tanks, then it's like, okay, let's never speak of this again.
I don't know. I'd like to see it on a track that already has dirt on it personally. That's just me. Me and Michael have had this discussion about me not liking dirt on Bristol. I liked it for the Dirt Nationals. It was great. It was fun. I'm curious to see what happens this weekend, and then I'll make my like official like, okay, yeah, sold, or maybe not. Let's not do this again.
Could you imagine if they put dirt on like Daytona?
Could you imagine how much dirt that would take? Like they'd need like the state of Florida in dirt.
And we don't have that much. I mean, we have sand. We can do a sand race.
Well, they said at some points on the track, because like when you're watching it, it looks like the track is coming up through the dirt, but it's actually just rubber from the cars laying on the dirt like it would the pavement.
Yeah.
But somebody said, I think during the PRN broadcast on Sirius XM yesterday, that there is in some areas 9 feet of dirt.
Wow.
On that track. Like 9 feet. That's a lot of dirt.
That's a lot. I'm just saying they can come to Volusia. That's a lot of dirt right there, and do a real short track.
They had a ready-made track at Eldora. But you know, anyway. So
that's a whole thing.
Jeff Bevan on Twitter said, Dirt Race has me thinking where I'd like to see NASCAR in a few years. And he said he'd like to see 3 dirt tracks, 6 road courses, Rovals, 4 super speedways, 8 short tracks, 7 mile and a half, and 8 your miles, Poconos, oddballs. Would love to see Cup really be the best stock car drivers in the most diverse schedule.
That's a very well thought out planned schedule. This was definitely thought of on more than one occasion.
That's one of those things you take in the shower and you think about.
Yeah, I like the idea of variety. I really do. But I feel like if we add multiple dirt races or make it a thing, it's going to take away from the excitement of the actual dirt races, the sprint cars, the late models, all the stuff that goes on specifically for dirt tracks. That's what made Eldora so good, was it was like the one dirt race a year for trucks, and you knew it was going to be exciting and it was fun and it got everyone hyped. But if you do too many, I feel like it's going to be kind of it's going to lose its luster.
It's going to be like, another dirt race. Okay. Like everybody is with like the mile and a halves. Like everybody's like, oh, great, another mile and a half. I think it might get the same way, but I'm not sure. Michael said he thinks that the popularity of this will determine if Bristol gets 2 races in 22. Attendance has been bad for the past few seasons, especially for spring. They didn't even sell the turns in 19.
I remember seeing someone post a picture from, I guess, up higher, and you could see, or it was like a view from the camera or the blimp, like how empty it looked.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to judge at this point for like, you got to like take 2019 and then have that be the last one, because 2020 don't count. That's hard. 2021 shouldn't count. If we're back to full potential in 2022, I feel like that needs to be our kind of baseline. I feel like 2021, we need to just go through, and maybe they should do this same schedule again. 2022, I can't remember if they're supposed to rearrange the schedule, if this was all like a 1-year thing. But give it a chance for people to actually be able to go out when there's full capacity, when COVID is gone, and we can kind of go back to those race weekends. Because weekends at the track right now are nothing like they used to be. There is no in-field excitement. There is no, fan zone. The biggest thing at Daytona was they had the best, as far like what I hear. I haven't been to all the tracks, but their fan zone was wonderful. There's stuff for the kids to do right next to the garages. There's so much. And now it's like we go to Daytona and it's almost like, you really, all you have is tailgating like at a football game, which is fun, but that's not, everyone's priority.
The Nationals, that's kind of what we did.
Yeah. That's fun, but sometimes you really want to run around.
The midway. There wasn't, a whole lot to do, but then the racing started at 2:30, 3 o'clock. So like, that's different too, because then you have all of that time racing, whereas at a NASCAR race there, if it's a night race and you get there, you're just hanging out all day. So that was a little different.
And that's it too. Like for the August race, because the 500 was normal last year, of course, and then when we went back for the August race, the second one after the road course, when it was the regular season ending race, like you get there early, you have to get there early to get into the parking lot unless you're already paid for parking and all that. So you want to get there several hours early to wait in the line to get in. You know how it is when you go to a race, you got to be there early and plan to sit and wait a lot. But then when you get in the parking lot, normally you can grab a couple things, head in, do your rounds, and then come back, grab what you need, go in. But it's a whole lot of sitting and waiting and tailgating, which is, again, it's fun, but it's really hard for people with kids because a lot of that people were happy to pay that extra money to have that fan zone access, to have all the entertainment, to, you know, take it from me. Kids are great, but at a race, when you have one kid that likes racing and one kid that would rather be on a switch the whole time, entertainment is key. And it was rough. So
we're gonna have to figure that out for the 600.
Oh, it'll be fine. We'll chase
Battery
them around.
packs.
As long as there's a grass field. My saving grace at Daytona for the August race was that we somehow managed to park like right where there was a huge field of open grass. So the boys got to run around and play. And I met up with my friend Jose Alonso. So shout out to him. Probably not watching. That's fine. But hung out with him and his girlfriend. They're awesome. It's cool. I mean, I don't know. We're figuring this live thing out. It's cool. But anyway, so that's just my take.
I don't know. I think, and this is my problem with Martinsville's spring race, is it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like being cold. I like sunny and 75. But if you're going to Bristol and or Martinsville and you're not from that area, you need hand warmers, you need coats, you need gloves, you need that warm stuff. I've been to Martinsville before and it snowed. I've been to Martinsville before and it's sleeted, freezing rain. Like, it's...
Child is climbing. Sorry, guys. That's why I'm distracted. Sorry, I'm listening to you, but he's like trying to ask me to get his little road course track out from behind the couch. So I'm like, just hold on. Sorry, go on. Told y'all I'll be a little chaotic today.
But it's hard to enjoy those races when you're freezing. So it's like, that's like the problem with some of the schedule, is that it's still really, the weather could be great or the weather you could freeze.
I feel like we should look at the seasons and schedule the tracks based on the season. I think they do enough, but at the same time, there's a lot of West Coast, South races that could be done. Although they do it, the West Coast swing and down in Florida the first couple weeks, but I guess there's nothing really to get around that.
Well, here's another one. Atlanta in July. I feel really bad for those people.
I'm just bitter because Daytona in July should be the thing forever and ever. Amen. But yeah, Atlanta in July is going to be hot, but it's not as hot as Daytona in July. Atlanta has a drier air, whereas down here we have a lot of that moisture from the ocean and everything. So it's that sticky, hot type of weather. Yeah. So I think Atlanta, it will be hot, but I think it'll be enough to where it's not going to be as heavy as Florida. Because when I lived up there, I remember thinking summer was perfect. The summers I spent up there, it was hot, but it was like, I didn't feel like I was smothering in heat. Because it's weird to say it, but anyone who lives in Florida knows you can feel the weight of the heat sometimes. And it's just like, oh, my asthma does not like it. But hopefully everything works out. Sorry, I have an itch and I'm shaking my table. Random fun fact, I'm scratching my leg and I'm like, oh, that's my leg shaking the table. Okay, so while I was in Bristol Saturday, what were you doing? I was in Miami, and before I get to that real quick, I'm checking the chat. Eric said he told New Hampshire to do dirt and they said no. Yeah, and Witt's thinking that we have too many road courses. I don't know. We'll see how the road courses play out. I like the road courses.
I really thought they were exciting last year. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm excited for the road courses. And I swear I'm not just saying that because I'm a Chase fan and Chase is good on road courses. I just like I'm a strategy girl. I think races are interesting when a lot of strategy comes into play and either last minute cautions or whatever. So road courses I like because there's a lot more My kid is taunting my dogs. Anyway, there's a lot more thinking, you have to, tires are a huge thing at road courses. On both sides, you're wearing out more than the other. So I enjoy it. I think it does give a couple drivers a chance to shine, but I also feel like if you want to be a top contender in NASCAR, seeing how they're trying to add variety, you need to get some of that car control, it's stronger in car control. Whereas you see people like Chase Elliott, as I was just going to say, he's dipping into a lot in his off season. Why? Because he needs to learn how to master that kind of control. He's mastered a road course, he's good on ovals, but now he's going to tackle dirt where he's not that strong. So that's what he's doing. Everyone bitching about cup guys or whatever going to dirt races. It's a whole different area of car control. That is the thing. And I love it. I'm into that nerdy stuff. So I'm excited. Anyway,
I think I like road courses because they can run in the rain.
Yes, that too.
There's no rain delays. There's no, they can run in it, and it's a little chaotic, and I kind of like a little bit of chaos.
All those weekends where it's heavy rain, when we've had cup races canceled, let's look at those and schedule road courses for those weekends. Ronan, sorry, why are you in the drawer? Sorry, my kid I hear him playing with my silverware, and he should not be doing that. Anyway, told y'all chaos was going to happen tonight. Okay. Anyway, so back to what I was doing. What?
So, okay.
So
what were you doing Saturday? Because you were in Miami.
I was in Miami, and for Christmas, every Christmas, I try to think of something. I'm when it comes to gift giving, I am competitive with myself. I always try to outdo myself every year. I think of, like, if someone mentions something in passing or casual conversation that they're super interested in or they think is really cool. Like Deb happened to mention to me a couple months ago how cool she thought Anthony Hopkins candles and stuff were. I went and ordered one for her for Christmas because I love giving gifts and like making people like happy and surprised and like, wow, you really know me. Ask anyone who's close to me. My whole thing is giving gifts is like, show me how well you know me. Anyway, side point.
He's the perfect gift giver.
Anyway, so every year I'm trying to outdo myself. So this year I'm like, I have no idea what to get my husband. So I see this random advertisement or something for one of those racing experiences. It was a Rusty Wallace racing experience, which was funny because my husband's first favorite driver was Rusty Wallace. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. Miami. Back when I ordered this, it was like October, November. And I was like, oh, Miami, perfect. I'll do it in March because they go to Miami in March. Because when I was there for the 500, I believe, maybe not the 500, maybe it was before the 500. They had some of those Richard Petty experiences going on at the track super early in the morning. So I was like, oh, I'll plan it, for a weekend when there's going to be a race. We'll do it early. I don't know. It sounded right in my brain. Regardless, they were not in Miami this weekend, obviously. So either way, that's what we did. We went down, we did this Rusty Wallace racing experience, and it was so fun because Joe, my husband, was like a little kid on Christmas. It was his lifelong dream, and he was just like super excited. He got to go do an actual like driver's meeting, and they wore, the racing suits, the fire suits, the helmet, and everything. They drove legit, actual, like retired NASCARs that had been in races. Michael Carey knows because he had been in it, and they actually shared the same car. Joe did the 88 Dale Jr. car, the Mountain Dew one, and Michael also drove that one. So it was really fun. He had a blast. He told me there was like a certain part where he was driving through like turns 3 and 4, and he was like having that feeling like, hell yeah, I'm a NASCAR driver. I'm a race car driver. I'm driving a race car. And he goes, oh, Chrissy would love this. So he came out of the car and he's like, I can't wait. I can't wait to get you to do this. Like, he was so excited. He's like, I can't wait till you do this. This is going to be so fun. So we're going to do that. And then one year we're going to do it where him and I can race together. So it's so fun. And I was so surprised by the turnout. Like, I felt like this was the type of thing that really serious NASCAR fans would be doing. Older people, maybe around mid in life. I don't know how to phrase it because I'm close. I'm 34. Shut up.
Not calling people old like Michael Carey.
No, but you know what I mean? I've invested in it. You know what I mean? Not expecting to see like a lot of young kids there because right now NASCAR is more of it's in a transition period. But there were a lot of people. There had to be hundreds of people there. And yes, everyone was being safe. There were masks. They were, markers where to stand. Family members that came together were together. But other than that, they had a lot of stuff in play for social distancing, which was good. And they checked temperatures and everything. But it was really refreshing. There was a lot of girls there, not in necessarily, they do it hourly. And there wasn't that many necessarily when we got there and then even in Joe's group. But when we were getting ready to leave, there was a good handful of females, just even a couple that were by themselves with nobody, no friend, no one, that were doing it. And I was like, this is awesome. I think it's such like an underrated or under discussed thing. Like, obviously you're not going to go the same speeds these cup drivers go every weekend because they don't want to scrape you off of the speedway, but they go pretty fast and they let you have full reign. Like, they're just like, hey, Joe said in the drivers meeting, they're like, can you do a burnout? Yes. Should you do a burnout? No. Will we kick you out and never let you come back if you do a burnout? Yes. Like, no one's in the car with you when you do the driving experience. You're driving it, you're hitting the turns, you're hitting the straightaways. And it's just, he was like, he couldn't stop talking about it for like 2 days straight. He was like, that's the coolest thing ever. Oh my God. I think everyone our fans should try it out. It's pricey, but put the money aside, save it up. It's awesome. He did 11 laps and he said that felt like a good amount because you get a feel for the car, then you get confident. And then he said around lap 10, his legs started to feel tired because you're pushing it. So he said about 11 was good, but they offer different packages in different sizes. So it was really cool.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I feel like that would be something that me and you would do, and we would be.
We're doing it. We're doing it. Time?
Who's gonna get the best lap time? Who's gonna?
We'll have to have our husbands timing us. Like, what was really awesome too was, aside from the racing experience, because there was not a NASCAR race there, you kind of had not free reign, so to speak, but we were hanging out. The kids were hanging out in Victory Lane. Like, you're on pit road, you're chilling. I at one point walked all the way down to the end of the beginning of pits by turn 4 because I wanted to try to get that picture of him coming around the turn. I didn't get all the way down, but no one really I just wandered around the track and it was kind of cool. So it was really fun. And I was really excited because, like I posted, the geek in me, the little nerd in me, the only parking space that was open was the one right in front of the media parking sign. And I was like, had my moment where I was like, okay, send it out into the universe, send all the good vibes. One day I will park here for work, not out front. And we will, and that will be awesome. Anyway, that's my TED Talk. Thank you for coming to. My kid is so bored right now.
He's probably like, why, Mom? Why?
He's just like, are you done? Anyway, so that's how that went.
NASCAR needs to adopt local cautions for tracks like COTA. A lap under caution there is probably 5 minutes long. I expect that race to be very long.
Very long.
I expect with cautions, maybe a red flag, depending on what happens. I expect that race to be long.
That's going to be an interesting one. Might be another maybe to come back. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm happy for the new road courses.
Yeah. I'm just, I'm excited to see what this year has because we've had all these different winners. Everything's kind of different. It seems a little bit more, I'm not going to say more unpredictable because it's racing and it's unpredictable, but it seems like there's a lot of stuff in play. And then I think that next year is going to be way more chaotic than this year because people are going to be on a little bit more level playing field. So I think that what we're seeing this year as far as new winners is going to be very similar to next year. I think we're going to see a lot of different people in the top 10, top 15 than we are this year.
I am
What?
loving
Yeah.
how this season is playing out so far. It's so, I don't want to say predictably unpredictable because it's not. It's getting that point, but it's fun seeing so many, like a new winner each week, and people you expect to win at these tracks. Like everyone was like, Chase Elliott's going to win the road course at Daytona. He's on the pole. I mean, it's a given, but things happen. So I'm enjoying seeing the kind of chaos, so to speak. Just kind of getting ready now to see Chase get a win. He's having his, what I see, Chase he's a little slow to begin in the season. He usually takes a few months to get up there, and then once he starts getting them wins, he's good. But this is what I've noticed in the past few years since Chase has been in Cup. He'll end up, like I said, he'll be slow to start, and then he'll start leading laps, and he'll get caught up in something. And then he'll have a string of like several weeks where there's bad luck, where something happens, he's in the rear, the engine blows, somebody hits him, somebody wrecks him, there's a pit penalty, and it's bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. And then all of a sudden, he'll have a stroke of good luck, win a race, and then he's on fire for the rest of the season, which is comforting, but also I'm ready for that to change because it's not a fun habit to get into. And hello, Gino. I love you, fat kitty. Chunky boy.
Aren't you? This is my monster cat. And when I say that he's a monster,
he's a big boy.
Hey, no, we don't do that. He's a big boy. He's bigger than the dogs. He's hanging out. He wanted on my lap. He's been meowing this whole time. Like, are you done? What are you doing? Can I come on? Can I be on the podcast?
Sounds like Ronan.
Yeah, Ronan can be on here. Say hi to Aunt Mel.
He's literally just running back and forth, jumping onto my couch and face planting into like the back pillows of the couch.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Just get ready because Charlotte, it's going to be fun. Although the first day he'll probably be super quiet. We got a minivan for Charlotte. We are going to be minivanning like an actual whole ass family.
Did we get a
minivan when we get home?
Because I think it's cheaper to park if you have a Toyota minivan.
Wait, what?
I think it's cheaper to park like at Bristol if you have like a Toyota or a Lexus or like, yeah, it's cheaper on NASCAR weekend.
What? That is so weird. Daytona is just free. Like, hey, you're in line, we're gonna park here. Cool, this is the price. Thanks, that's it. No one's like, oh, you drive a Toyota, so you owe me $10 less. Oh, you have a Ford, $5 more.
Yeah.
Judgy.
Well, that was the thing. Back in Richmond, I think it was. I don't know if they did it at other tracks, but it was like a Toyota like fan experience thing. And if you had a Toyota key with you, you could get into it. And I think that it's like similar to that, but you get free parking. Okay. Either way,
I can get.
I asked if it was Toyota.
Makes sense. So, what are we thinking? Who's going to win this weekend? Who's your thought?
Okay, so like most people are going to want to say like Bell, Larson, one of them. I don't think that they do. Because I think that the car is going to be so different compared to what they're used to, that the time that they had in the late model, yeah, they know the track with the dirt on it, but I don't think that the car is going to drive like they want it to. And that's going to make them have problems. Or, here, get down. Or what I think is they start lapping some of the guys that don't have a whole lot of experience. Those guys might get into them and might cause chaos.
Might be another
so, like,
fight.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I want to judge the truck race a little bit before I say who I think could do it in Cup.
I have a couple names.
Okay.
That I think might be strong contenders. So you've got your obvious ones, but the way that the races have been going, you got to think outside the box. So I'm thinking Alex Bowman, Austin Dillon, potentially Kyle Busch, obviously. I think Kurt Busch might be a surprise, maybe not. And other than that, I would say Ricky Stenhouse, because Ricky owns a sprint car team. And Sheldon Hodenschild, I cannot say his last name. Hodenschild, or he's he's his driver, and I feel like he's going to be strong out there.
Yeah, I'm excited. I wish I was going after being there this weekend.
Yeah.
But I'll be in Martinsville, so which I will also be taking all the warm clothes there because literally I was in jeans, a long sleeve, a t-shirt, a flannel, and my winter coat. And I had blankets with me and it was cold. It was really cold.
Yeah.
And with every, you know, with the way the cars like move the air around, it's
Frisco too.
It's gonna be. Yeah, that's a good one, Eric.
Frisco. That's gonna be good.
I'm more excited for the truck race.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
And I was looking at the entry list earlier, and there's 4 or 5 to be announced drivers.
I wonder who that's
are on the entry list, and I'm like, kind of.
Was
like,
one of them the 54?
No, I don't think so.
Or wait, no, 51. It would be 51 for Kyle Busch and truck. I was thinking 54 for Xfinity. Because if it's one of his trucks, you know, it might be.
There were some weird trucks, and then I think one of the entry lists on the to be announced had Brian Keselowski as the crew chief.
Yes.
And I thought that was interesting.
I know he does some work. I forget which team it is.
I think it was Cram, maybe? Cram Racing? I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, probably. We're probably both wrong. But that's exciting. That's good for him.
Michelle says she thinks Bowman might win it. That's a good choice too.
I think so, because Bowman was pretty strong when he did some of the dirt stuff in the off season, and he's got his own Alex Bowman racing team now that's doing sprint cars. So he's more invested in dirt, whether he gets the time on track or not. I think he's learning behind the scenes a lot more than we think. He's probably watching video, you know, on the simulator, you know, reading up on it. He might be
that. And we don't know what hasn't been publicized that these guys have been doing.
Right.
Like we know, like I think Noah Gragson today was at Millbridge. Right. How many other guys? Like, do we know? You know, you don't know where people have been, and it's not if it's not on their track. It doesn't matter what they're racing in their spare time.
Yeah.
So people could be at dirt tracks and you don't know it until maybe this weekend when they finish football and they're like, "Oh, I was at a dirt track all week." Surprise.
Yep. I agree. Well, I think it's going to be an exciting weekend regardless, whether the race lives up to the hype or not. It's going to be exciting just to watch and have that anticipation and wait for something to happen. Do you think that we're going to get our seventh new winner this week?
Yeah. I think it's going to be somebody who hasn't won yet.
I agree.
This year. I'm not saying it's a brand new first cup ever.
No, but a new winner this year. Like it's someone who hasn't won so far this year.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to see how long the streak goes on.
Yeah, it's
I'd
exciting.
love to see Anthony Alfredo win. Just saying, rocking my
Alfredo. I would love to see Anthony Alfredo win too.
Saying.
I feel real bad for his Sunday. He had a bad day yesterday.
I know.
And I think that's one of those, you don't have practice, you don't have qualifying, you're a rookie things. Because he's talented. It's not
because
that's not up for debate.
During practice. They practice pulling into their pit stalls during practice. So it's like you're missing out on a lot of that stuff, especially when it's your rookie year in Cup. And same thing pulling into the pit stall for Xfinity. Yes, but also not at the speeds, not the slowing down, not all that. So, hopefully he'll get it turned around. I know he's good about that. So we'll see.
Hopefully he just doesn't pay attention to the people giving him flack and just, goes with it.
I think
yeah. Anybody have any questions before we get off of here? because if not, I'm going to bed. I've got to work tomorrow, and I spent all day Friday on the road. Saturday, 2 hours each way to Tennessee. Then got to see Wild and Wonderful West Virginia for a really long time yesterday. So I'm like, then I got to go back to work. Preston says, good evening. Hi.
Hello. Well, this was fun. We'll do it again soon. It's always a good time to hang out with everyone and talk. So hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Thanks for hanging out. And another episode of Fast Life with Chrissy and Deb. We'll see you soon.